Hi, this is Ogres, and this video review is on WWF No Way Out 2002, which was on February 17th, 2002. Today's recording date is February 19th, 2022. It is now just after 1 AM. I meant to record this yesterday, but I was busy doing other things. I haven't watched NXT Vengeance Day yet still. I'll review that show in the next 10 to 12 hours. I meant to do that as a review before this one, but I need to get this one done because the 20th anniversary of this show was actually yesterday. The attendance was over 15,000 for this show. That's what I got online. 15,291, maybe less than that. The buy rate was 575,000. Commentators were Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. It was live from the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The pay-per-view theme was Feel So Numb by Rob Zombie. And I believe Rob Van Dam was on the original poster for this show, but on the WWE network, it's actually got the nWo on the poster. And I'll get into that right now. The opening segment was the nWo wants a fresh start. I did have a look at that before. Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah. And it's a very, very good segment. Basically, they were running down why they're back in the WWF and all of that. I'll look for the segment on YouTube and attach it to the comment section below, or attach it to the video itself. I'll attach it to the video. Match number 1 was the tag team turmoil match. The teams in this match were Scotty 2 Hotty. Let's do it as I've got it written down. The first team was Scotty 2 Hotty and Albert, and then the second team that came out was Christian and Lance Storm. Let's see. Scotty 2 Hotty and Albert were eliminated by Christian and Lance Storm. So the third team that came in were the Hardy Boys with Lita. Then what happened? The fourth team that came in... Christian and Lance Storm got eliminated by the Hardy Boys, so the fourth team that came in were the Dudley Boys with Stacy Keibler. The Hardy Boys got eliminated by... Who did they get eliminated by? Okay, they got eliminated by them. I think they got eliminated by the Dudley Boys, but I'm not going to swear to it. It's kind of messy my writing. Let me just check. Oh, okay. So the Dudley Boys were eliminated by the Hardy Boys, from what I can see here, from what I can see there. And then the Hardy Boys were eliminated by Billy and Chuck. I think I've got that written down. Yeah, it is. Okay, and then the fifth team, obviously Billy and Chuck. And then the last team that came out was the APA. So it was just a one-on-one match, a one-on-one tag team match after that. So Billy and Chuck got eliminated by the APA. When Bradshaw hit the clothesline from hell on Billy, and they got the 1, 2, 3. So the APA apparently became the number 1 contenders for the WWF Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 18. Kind of a boring match, but I understand how it was set up. I preferred the Tag Team Turmoil match from Judgment Day 2001. That was a better Tag Team Turmoil match in my opinion for a post-WrestleMania pay-per-view. There's a promo backstage after this. Ric Flair comments on the nWo's appearance. Match number 2 was Goldust versus Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam won by pinfall. It was just an average match. It was okay. It's kind of odd because Goldust this was his return pay-per-view match. He was a heel. But months after this, he would become a babyface, a comedy babyface. So there you go. Then there's a promo backstage after this. The nWo shares a gift with Stone Cold. Match number 3 was Booker T and Test versus Spike Dudley and Taz for the WWF Tag Team titles. Spike and Taz won this match by submission when Taz got the Taz mission on, who did he get it on? He got it on Test. There you go. It was easily the worst match on the show. It says here in the analysis that the fans were quiet for it, so pretty much dead quiet for it. Finish was done that way because Test had issues with referees, so the referee pushing Test to run Test further. That story of Test having problems with the referees. Yeah, and then it made no difference because Taz and Spike Dudley would lose the titles on SmackDown after this, which I will cover. I'll cover SmackDown in the next. Let me see. Next 3 or 4 days or so. But anyway, excuse me. Oh, there's a promo backstage after this. The Rock has a prediction for Undertaker. Match number 4 was Edge versus William Regal in a brass knuckles on a pole match for the WWF Intercontinental title. William Regal won this match by pinfall and became the new Intercontinental Champion. I thought it was above average match. There was a boring in the beginning, but it got heated. It heated up like in the middle and towards the end. So it was a good match. I would give it 3 out of 5 stars if I was rating it on a star scale. So it was just above average. There's an interview backstage after this. Kurt Angle was full of confidence. Match number 5 was Undertaker versus The Rock. The Rock won by pinfall when Flair interfered because Undertaker got the pipe, and then he hit, I think, Undertaker with the pipe. Vince also got involved, and then The Rock took him out. That was before that, I think. This set up the match between... Where is it? The match between Undertaker and Ric Flair, but that's going to be in the coming weeks on Raw and SmackDown. But you can see the seeds were planted for a WrestleMania match between the two. Match number 6 was Kurt Angle versus Triple H in the number 1 contenders match for Triple H's WrestleMania Undisputed WWF title shot. It's a lot to get in there. The special guest referee was Stephanie McMahon. You would think Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. She was just Stephanie McMahon because they were going through a divorce storyline back then. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. This was the semi-main event of the pay-per-view. A lot of interference. A lot of what do you call it? A lot of one sec. There's the match. This one. There was a lot of bumping and craziness. Okay, a lot of ref bumps and craziness in this match. But this was the best match on the show. Kurt Angle won this match and became the number 1 contender for the WrestleMania title shot. For the WrestleMania Undisputed WWF title shot. I thought this was a good match. I would say it is around the 4-star mark. Could have been a much better match if there weren't so many ref bumps and craziness, but yeah, I'd give it about 4 stars out of 5. I'd say about a 9 out of 10. Fans got into it when Stephanie came back later in the match to referee after she was taken out. There was a cheap win by Angle because of the steel chair and Angle slam. Made you feel sorry because of Hunter coming back from the that long 7-month long injury just to lose that match in a cheap fashion. It was done this way to set up what would happen on Raw, which I will get to soon. Actually, I will review Raw in the next 10 hours or so. The Raw after No Way Out, and then the main event of this pay-per-view. Sorry, if you can see me. Was match number 7 was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Y2J Chris Jericho for the undisputed WWF title. Pretty boring match until towards the end. nWo came out to cost Stone Cold the match. Y2J ended up winning this match and retaining his WWF his undisputed He ended up retaining his undisputed WWF title. Let me just look for it. Here it is. It's very, very long. It's going to take me forever to recap it, but basically Austin slapped on the walls of Jericho. This was after Austin ducked and Jericho hit a clothesline and referee had to knock him out of the ring. Austin slapped on the walls of Jericho who tapped out, but there was no referee to see the tap out. Let's see. Jericho tried attacking with the WWE title, and Austin avoided that and hit the stunner. The nWo trio of Hogan, Hall, and Nash went after Austin in the ring. Austin knocked them down with punches, and then Nash and Hogan jumped on Austin while Austin was punching punching Hall. That led to Hall hitting a shitty looking stunner on Austin, and the nWo trio left. It looked more like a diamond cutter. Jericho brought referee Hebner back into the ring, and Jericho covered Austin to win the match at 21 minutes and 33 seconds. I thought this was about a 3 to 3.5 stars match, but it was just too one-sided for me. Jericho should have got more an offense in. Stone Cold, he was kind of he was way too overprotective of his spot at this time, and you could see he was beginning to get burned out at this point in time. But yeah, the nWo showing up at the end made this feel more important than what it was. But yeah, that's my review of the WWF No Way Out 2002 pay-per-view. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. I think the previous year's No Way Out was a better show in 2001. But that's just me, because I think the main event was a lot better. And it had kind of more of a cleaner finish. And the undercard matches, they felt better to me, including that Stone Cold versus Triple H 2 out of 3 falls match. But anyway, I've already covered that on my channel, that pay-per-view. The opening match was... Opening match was boring and average at the same time. So I would give that 2 out of 5 stars, and I'm being generous. As a score though, yeah, passable, 5 out of 10. The second match was average, about 2.5 out of 5 stars. And I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, to me this is the worst match, the tag team title match. Boring. 1 out of 5 stars. And barely passable, about a 5 out of 10. Because, Booker T's in the match and Taz as well. The IC title match was above average, but it was also kind of boring at the same time. 3 out of 5 stars. I would say about a 7.5 out of 10 for that match. Match number 6 to me was the best match on the show. As I mentioned earlier, 4 out of 5 stars, and it was a very good match. Very good. And I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for the score. The main event was a good main event. What did I say it was? 3.5 out of 5 stars, okay. Just for the in-ring wrestling alone. But, it kind of, the way it was structured, Austin being too dominant, it kind of hurt the match. So that was I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It is one of the weaker Stone Cold Steve Austin main events. And I've followed Stone Cold's career, believe me. This is one of the weaker main events I've seen him in. Compared to Vengeance 2001, he was a lot. Even then, he started to show signs of being too dominant. I think the better main event that he was in during the Invasion angle, I think it was that SummerSlam match with Kurt Angle was a better match, even though it wasn't technically the main event. But I think the No Mercy 2001 main event was a better main event than this one that he was involved in. But anyway, I'm just nitpicking. As a grade overall, I would give this a B-, and as a score, check the scores. So let's do a tally of this. Let's total it up. Excuse me, woof. All that pasta I had was really coming back out again. Let's see, 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 7.5. 70, what? No, I've got to do it again, hang on. What was that, 16, right? 16 plus 7.5. Why did that not work? Okay, here. Plus 9 plus 7. 78.5. Divided by 7. Yeah, that's 14. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it's not exactly it, because then I gotta divide that by 2. So this pay-per-view was about a 7 out of 10. Okay. The article I read, they gave it a 5.5. This was just above average for a pay-per-view. I'd say it's about a 7 out of 10. But to me, it was about a 6 out of 10. If you look at the opening match, it was the most boring tag team turmoil match I've ever seen. The second match was just average, and then the third match was the worst match on the show. So pretty much the first half of the pay-per-view was not very good. The IC title match onwards, it kind of picked up, which made it more than a 6. It made it a 7 in the end, because the last 2 matches were good. So let me know what you thought about the video review in the comment section below. Like my video and subscribe to my channel. There I am. So the next video review I'll be doing will be NXT Vengeance Day, February 15th, 2022. I think I've watched the first couple of matches already, but I need to keep going with it. Let me just see if I've written it down yet. No, I haven't written it down yet. Okay, so I gotta do that one. Okay. So yeah, this has been Ogres. Peace out.